What do you think should be done to improve police-community relations in Ellenville or in the U.S. in general?
Be fair, respectful, treat everybody equally. We're all the same, no matter race, gender, color. Just treat everybody with the same respect.
And what do you think should be done to improve police-community relations in Ellenville? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, they definitely need to do more training. They need to do like more video how to talk to people and then a lot of times they be intimidated because they went to school with some of the people they got to arrest and stuff like that. So it puts like a little mixed emotion in it.
Mm-hmm.
So because some of them live around here, so it's like a weird friendship that they gotta have with everybody, so it don't cross the lines with their job and then with their friendships and stuff.
Do you have any ideas to improve police and citizens relations?
I think they have to be out in their community more.
Yeah.
And they are, but you don't see that many police like walking the beat like they used to, out talking to people. So I think if they did more of that, it'd be good.
Hi, my name is Carl Pabone. I'm principal at Ellenville High School.
Police relations. How would you rate police-community relations in Ellenville?
In my experience, there have been, excellent relationships. We've had interactive dialogue about various issues. As my role here in Ellenville as a principal, I've collaborated and worked with them to promote a safe environment. It's been very positive. I would say excellent. They've been accessible when we've called.
Do you have any suggestions on what should be done to improve community relations with the police here in Ellenville?
I think continue conversations, not just conversations to speak, but conversations that each side listens to understand one another and understand their positions and their journey so they can find common ground.
Actually, I think police-community relations in Ellenville is very good. I always see them out in the community talking to everyone. We see them coming through the schools. I believe they've got a good handle on it.
The police chief, Phil Matrician, is striving to build a better rapport with the police and the community. I know that he instructs his officers to do more community policing, so that the community know who the police officers are, and the police officers know who the community is.
Have you ever had an interaction with a police officer in Eleanor?
I have, yes, on several occasions. They've all been cordial. They've all been cordial exchanges, nothing that has been the type of encounter where I've broken the law or anything like that. All of my encounters with them have been whether saying hello or whether just talking about some of the issues, political issues and whatnot.
So so if a policeman is not doing what he's supposed to do, the community need to get involved to correct that issue. So I think the thing with the police is that they are in a position of very high authority. They need to be very open with the community, let them know what it is they're doing, and if something goes wrong, they also need to bring the community in and take feedback from the community how to get it right.
I personally support the police for the jobs that they do, and they put their lives on the line. For improvement, it would really depend on the individual. Sadly, there are police that are corrupt. With the George Floyd incident, I saw that live as it was happening. I didn't like it. It was sad. So no one's perfect. There's no perfect police at times. But having brought it to that level, there definitely is room for improvement for police officers that have that kind of belief.
I think that they should let people know when they talk to them that they're more than just a police officer, they are a resource for information as well, not just to enforce the law, but to help as well.
I think the relationship between the community and police is excellent at this point. We really haven't had any issues, and I look to continuing to foster even greater relationships as we go forward.
What is the most challenging part of being a police officer?
I think the most challenging part is the dynamics of the whole position. People look at police officers and think it's just one position, but really it's a you have to be a multitude of various different people. At times, you have to be a counselor, you have to be a psychologist, you have to be a social worker. You also have to, be the guy that administers the day-to-day routines of the police. Go out and check on senior citizens, to go out and deliver medications if you have to. So there's a lot of different aspects of policing, and I think that to say what is the hardest part, I think the hardest part is the whole.
And what is the most challenging interaction you've had as a police officer?
Certainly I define challenging as those things in which are extremely upsetting. And I think recently we had 2 deaths, babies, both of them babies, one 3-month-old, which was the victim of shaken baby syndrome, and one 1-month-old, which the cause is still being determined. And dealing with the families and the friends and the relatives, and also we also had another death recently involving a 28-year-old male. So there's a lot of grief, and going to those people and assuring them that we're doing everything we can to administer justice and make sure justice is served.
And what do you think should be done to improve police-community relations in Ellenville?
I think communication has to continue. I think open dialogue. I think this police reform committee that's meeting on a every other week basis, month to month, until we have a plan. The greatest part about Ellenville is that we're able to communicate, and we're able to get along, and we're able to work out problems when they arise. And they're few and far and in between, but look, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and I think when you think that you're perfect, that's the time that you got to retire.
How would you rate police-community relations in Ellenville?
I think it's pretty good, close to excellent. I mean, especially if you grew up working here. I grew up living here, and I work here too. So, I mean, I get along with a lot of people. A lot of other officers do. Older people who work here too, get along with them. When we have a call or something's important, they're there and they're talking to us fine. The respect is there as well. So I'd rate it pretty high.
I think it's pretty good here. I mean, it's a tight-knit community. As soon as something happens, everybody's involved. Everybody's around. I mean, it's only 2.5 square miles, so everybody knows everything all the time. Probably trying to differentiate between trying to be community policing and being strict. I mean, like I said, everybody knows everybody, so we know we have multiple interactions with the same people. So learning to lay down the law when it needs to be, and also giving people breaks because it is so small.
I think anytime a citizen has has something that we can help them with, we've always been very helpful. We're always willing to help. We always do what we can to help somebody that's in need. Whenever we see somebody out on the street or in the store or something like that, we've always been willing to have a conversation with people, ask them how they're doing, things like that. Just being a normal human being.
What is the most challenging part of being a police officer?
I would say probably dealing with domestic violence cases. A lot of times it's not so clear cut as to what is going on, and we have to investigate what's going on, and inserting ourselves into people's personal lives, it can be challenging to figure out exactly what's going on and what's the best way to help these people.
And what do you think should be done to improve police-community relations in Ellenville?
I think a big issue is that most of the community doesn't understand exactly how we operate, and I think that a good dialogue between somebody who has concerns, we can possibly explain what our reasoning behind the way we do things is.
It's probably you put your life on the line every day. You never know if you're actually going to come home every day, and you still wake up and do it. I mean, that takes a lot of person, it takes a lot of heart and courage.